Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director, thank you for your service. I know OMB works very hard on transparency issues, but I want to talk about an aspect that perhaps we can all improve, what we can do better on the lobbyist reporting with OIRA. GAO's recent testimony and some reports talked about how some of the lobbyist disclosure issues could be improved upon by OIRA. Have you contemplated this, or is there action taking place right now within OIRA to your knowledge?
With regard to the transparency issue, we always do believe we can do better. Right now, in terms of what currently occurs, is anytime a rule is within OIRA and there is any meeting or contact, that meeting is publicly recorded. The attendees of that meeting are publicly recorded. And if there is any paper delivered as part of that process in terms of stating a position, that becomes a part of the public record. And so in an effort to try and make those things public, that is our effort to date.
But are you aware of the GAO testimony recently and some of their reports analyzing perhaps some shortcomings, as they describe them, of OIRA's reporting along the lobbyist reporting lines?
I have not seen the specifics of shortcomings with regard to lobbyist reporting, so not familiar with the specific issue that GAO has raised.
We will pass that on, and if you could take a look at it and get back to the committee, we'd certainly appreciate it.
Be happy to.
The other aspects of transparency, you have a lot of data on the central website now, and you've made extraordinary efforts making this all accessible. But some of the budget summaries and numbers, why we need this part of budgets, is still scattered across a number of government websites. These justifications are not always available in, as a term of art, searchable, sortable formats. Many are in formats such as PDF that are hard for third parties to easily pull the data information out of that. So are you aware of this issue, and what's OMB doing to try to make one location, one place, a usable format for all this information?
So I think the question of CJs, or Congressional Justification to Appropriations Committees, has been an evolutionary process, and some of that transparency has increased in terms of even getting things up on the agency websites in terms of how they do it. One of the things is that each subcommittee actually, each department works with their own appropriations committee, and part of the standardization has to do with different committees have different demands in terms of what they believe will help them do the job. And so as we think through this process, I think what we need to do is understand what are the needs of the committees and how can we meet those, and are the committees in a place where they are willing to agree on a standardized process or approach, and how we can think about doing some of that standardization to get to what you're suggesting in terms of something that could be overall. And so an issue that I think we need to work closely with the Congress, because in its initial form, the congressional justifications are about serving the Appropriations Committee. I think that should be something that is, it is publicly posted on many of the agencies' websites, but we need to think through if there can be further standardization.
So how much of the issue is the disparate type of information you're getting, or the fact that you're working with different subcommittees?
It would be both, because we do not tell the agencies, here is how you do your, we work with the agencies on their congressional justification, but at the programmatic level, they're much closer to it, and they do it. I think they tend to want to work very closely with their committee so that they're providing the accurate information. So it is a combination of both things, the need to, that different departments are producing information, but it's also that they're working with different committees.
Mr. Chairman, I look forward to working with the committee on this, and the full committee as a whole with the administrator on this. Thank you so much. I yield back.